It's so important, this. You can't bypass this. You can't think, oh, I'll skip it. And I know people who think they can skip this, and there's a good reason why they're skipping it, and I'm going to discuss it in a minute, but they do not want to do it. And if you don't do it, you won't let go. So it's up to you. And I'm going to share my experience of how difficult I found it to relax, to really relax. And then I got advice off people. Some of it was very, very helpful, and some of it was not very helpful for me. So I'm going to share with you what was helpful, and I'm going to share with you stuff that I've discovered for myself, which really helps people to relax. So, on YouTube, there's millions of videos teaching you how to breath meditate. So, and that's the most powerful meditation you can start with, because it relaxes you physically, mentally, and emotionally. So, unless you're relaxed, even if you've been initiated and the light and the sound is there, or the access to it is there, you won't be able to access it if your sense of self is stressed or located in the body. Because remember, we're going on a real journey of self-discovery. And you're not going to go any journey. You're in charge of this. This energy is the gentlest energy. It's the most powerful energy, but it's the gentlest energy. It will not force you to do anything. So if you want to sit inside like this, it will leave you there. That's fine. So you can sit down to meditate, and you can have the very best of intentions to have a lovely, relaxing meditate. But very often, as we start to relax, we notice that we're anxious, or that we're stressed, or that there's some trauma holding us somewhere. And I'm just going to assume that you're normal, and that's you. And it doesn't matter if you've been initiated or not. The physical, mental, or emotional trauma is trapped in your body. And it's up to you to let go. If you're anchored to your body, as gentle as a spider's web, this energy will just leave you. It's so gentle, it won't pull you. It'll just leave you. So I'm going to show you now how to relax with breath meditation to help you to let go into the light and sound. Okay. So, first of all, when you meditate, I was talking to a bloke the other day. It rather surprised me. He's been meditating a while. He's not initiated yet. Now, I've told him to sit up. This is how you meditate. You sit with your back vertical up like that, and your chin like that. Keep, because if you meditate with your head down, guess what? You're going to fall asleep. Or if you sat meditating like that, guess what? You're going to fall asleep. So you get comfortable in a chair or on the floor, it doesn't matter. You can sit in a nice comfortable chair, but keep your back upright and keep your head nicely balanced on your neck. Now I'm just going to take my shoes off here, because I'm going to get onto this chair. This is how I normally meditate. I'll show you. Because I've got a bit of a bad back, so it supports my back like that. My legs are crossed like that. You don't have to do any fancy cross-leg position. You don't have to do any of that. But I'm relaxing here like this. My back is upright. My chin is up like this. Now what I'm going to do, it's so important, this. You can't bypass this. You can't think, oh, I'll skip it. And I know people who think they can skip this, and there's a good reason why they're skipping it, and I'm going to discuss it in a minute, but they do not want to do it. And if you don't do it, you won't let go. So it's up to you. But you've got to breathe in through your mouth or through your nose. But anyway, breathe in, down into your tummy, pushing the tummy out. Now, if I can just show you my tummy. Look. Now, what I'm doing, as I'm breathing in, I'm relaxing this tummy, and I'm going to do it slower now. In fact, I'll try to give you a side view. You get a better view of it. So, you can take no notice of that psoriasis. So when you breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Breathe in, now I'm going to go slower now, watch. So breathe in. Now we'll start off now. I'm going to breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and breathe out for a count of 4. Have a little rest and then just repeat. So what's this? Okay. It's so important to breathe into the very bottom of your tummy. And now I'm going to explain why. Your emotions are stored in the lower part of your abdomen. Just bear with me, just believe me for a minute. Trauma or fear is stored in the lower part of your guts. So if you're scared, you say, me, here. You're always pointing to, around your belly button. Me, I'm terrified, here. So we've got to breathe in the neutrality of the breath. Bring the neutrality in and out. Don't be impatient. Don't try to rush it. Or more importantly, your body's got an intelligence of its own. That fear is there because it's scared. There's a part of you that's scared. You've just got to accept it. So just breathe into it. Say, it's okay. It's okay. Make it feel safe and breathe out again. Now, I'm in my 60s. You might be in your 50s, your 40s, your 30s, your 20s. Doesn't matter how old you are. The principle is the same. Your fear. If you was a little boy or a little girl, that fear is still stored in your tummy. It's still there, and I'm going to say that again. If you were hurt or traumatized or emotionally rejected or whatever it is, if some negativity happened in your life, and it happens to all of us, the memories of it, the feelings of it, the nausea of it, the pain of it is stored into your tummy. Because you'll have learned somehow that the world is not a safe place. I'll say that again. A part of you has learned that the world can hurt you, can reject you, can harm you. So it's that part, it's that memory, that knowledge of the world, that negativity is stored into your tummy. And we want to make the world safe for you. So why would you possibly go on a journey into the unknown? Just say I was a little boy, and a part of me still is. I'm in my 60s, but a part of me, my first memory is maybe 2 years old. So there's a part of me that's 2 years old. And I'm sure that there's parts of my subconscious memory that's even older than that. So there's a part of me, if I learnt as a 2-year-old that the world isn't safe, doesn't matter if I've been initiated into this immense space that's opened up, this light and sound, a part of me says, sod, that I'm not letting go into that. It's terrifying. I'll say that again. So even if you've been initiated and you're struggling to let go, it makes sense. Complete sense. There's nothing wrong with you. What you've not to do, don't think, well, I'm an adult. That happened years ago. What's that got to do with now? And I do know some meditation teachers think like that, and it's a shame. But there's a part of you, whether you're a lady or a man, there's a part of you that's a little girl or a little boy. And we're talking to that little boy now, or that little girl, and we're saying, look, so let's say this cushion here represents the little boy in me. So I say, it's okay, Franny. It's okay, I'm going to look after you. I am not... Now look, remember this. You speak to the little boy or the little girl in you and say, I am not going to abandon you. Because this spiritual light and sound is real. It's a real journey. It's a real journey into infinity. So there's a little boy or a little girl says, you are joking me, aren't you? You're going to leave me. You say, no, it's okay. So just talk to that little boy, the little girl. Say, it's okay, I'm with you. I've got my arms round you. I've got my arms round you. You're with me, I'll never leave you. So you sit down to meditate like this. You get comfortable, keeping your back upright. And that little boy or little girl, you say, look, I really love you. And you can have a lovely chat with yourself. And if there's any times in the past, well, you might have let down that little boy or little girl. Not deliberately, but just say, look, I've discovered this amazing spiritual journey and you can do it with me. I am not gonna abandon you. So the little girl or the little boy can relax, and it can feel relaxed. And I brought this here just to show you. If that helps you, don't be embarrassed. Just put it there. That's for the little boy, the little girl. To relax. So we're breathing in to the whole of you. You're breathing into the emotions. Because if you're struggling with your meditation, and I'm talking to you especially if you're initiated, and you feel like you're stuck, well, there's nothing wrong with the light and sound. It's always available, always open, always welcoming. So there's a part of you that's hanging on, and it's usually the youngster inside of you. Now, you don't need to go and see a therapist. You might have a friend who you can talk things through with. Find somebody to chat with. Do whatever you have to do to make yourself feel okay emotionally. People say, well, emotions have got nothing to do with spirituality, and that's absolutely true. But if your emotions are stopping you accessing your spirituality, then it's a nonsense to ignore your emotions. So let's explore. So cuddle yourself, do whatever you have to do. Make the world a safe place for the little girl or the little boy inside of you. Okay? Say to them, I'm taking you on an amazing journey, and you're going to do it with me. I'm not going to abandon you. Okay? There's nothing wrong with this. Other meditation teachers don't tell you that, but there's plenty of people who get initiated and then they become stuck because the youngster in them is frightened. And I understand why. It's a living energy. It's alive. It goes out beyond anything that people even know about. So the little youngsters can be frightened. But you're not going to be. You just involve every part of yourself. So let's do this again. I'll put this here to represent your inner child. If you've got any emotional issues. We're not going to solve any of them with this meditation. None of them. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying this is a spiritual journey. If you need any help with your emotional problems, find some help. That's up to you. But this, very often, you're enough for yourself, okay? Just to acknowledge that you're perfect as you are. You've got your problems because you're normal. And this is what we do. So I'm going to close my eyes now. I'm going to breathe in through my nose and down into my tummy. I'm going to use my arms to demonstrate the breath coming in and the breath coming out. And as I breathe in, I'm breathing down into the youngest emotions, or the emotions that have been there the longest in my tummy. I'm just going to breathe them in, let them bathe in the neutrality of the breath, and then breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. So let's do that now. So okay. You see what I was doing there? I was breathing into the deepest part of my tummy. That's where the emotions are. That's where the little, imagine like little anchors holding on. And we're breathing in and we're dissolving them. Just breathing in and dissolving them. Breathing in and dissolving them. You don't have to consciously know how it happens. It's just breathing in the neutrality of the breath. Down deep into your emotions. Into the youngest part of yourself. Into the teenager. Into the adult. Into everything. Now we're going to go on from here now into being present here. But that's on the next video. But you're going to find it impossible to be present here if you're firmly attached in your tummy. Now I do know people who've been meditating 30 years and they're ignoring this because it's painful to acknowledge what's here in the tummy. But you've got more than enough love inside of you to heal yourself. You don't need a therapist, but you can if you want. You don't need, there's lots of self-healing techniques. I find tapping, EFT, the emotional freedom technique, is a fantastic tool to let go of negative emotions. So I'm just going to say it again before we finish this video. The spiritual journey, which begins with the revelation of light and sound, takes place here. But if I'm located here, down here in the tummy, then you can be initiated, but you can't meditate on the light and sound because you're tense in your tummy. So this is why, as a representation, you can see what was going on there. Or you can use a cushion. Just use a cushion like that, just to represent, to remind yourself. Breathe into your tummy. Now, lots of people, you can choose to believe this or not, but you look at people when they get scared, they go like that in the upper chest. It's short breathing. It's all tense up here in the tummy. So what we're doing is, as we breathe down into the tummy, relaxing with the neutrality, and as it's coming up through the chest, and it's bringing all that chest tightness and letting it go. Breathe down into your tummy, getting the negativity and bringing it out through the tightness in your chest and letting it go. It's that simple. It's simple, but you can't ignore it. Please do. If you find it difficult, it doesn't matter if you take a month. It doesn't matter. It's the most powerful thing you can do, to breathe into the tummy and breathe out. Without the spiritual light and sound, that is the most powerful thing you can do, because you're bringing in neutrality of the breath, bringing it into your tummy and bringing it out through the chest and letting go. And as you do that, you'll start to become more present here, here, here. Okay, I think that's long enough for now. So breath meditation. If you can, start off, do 10 minutes a day. So get comfortable with your back upright, your chin open. Take the dog out. Don't meditate with the cat or the dog in the room, because you've got to demonstrate to yourself this is serious. You know, it's like trying to meditate lying down. It's taking, it's not taking it serious. It's just not taking it serious. Be upright. Be aware. Be in charge. Be in charge, like the conductor, with the baton. Start to be in charge of yourself. You're not a victim. You are not a victim. Especially when you get introduced into the light and sound, you've got to be in charge of this body. And the first, so calm the emotions down. They're down here in the tummy, breathing in. And let the magic take place with the breath, just letting it go up and out. Do that for at least 10 minutes a day. Even if you've got a mantra, a personal mantra, or if you've been initiated into light and sound, still start off with the breath meditation. Sometimes I've sat down after a bad day or a bad week, whatever, and I can meditate for 2 or 3 hours just doing the breath meditation. Especially before I discovered enlightenment, I was often very stressed, very anxious. I was busy in work, running different businesses and what have you. And it consumes your life. The busyness of life, whether it's money, relationships or health problems, it consumes your life. So this is your opportunity for you to say, right, I'm in charge. So you sit down, you're not taking a piss out of yourself. You're upright in the chair. You get a cushion. Say to the youngster inside of you, right, we're in this together. Breathing down. Almost down to your bowels. You're breathing in. Hold and breathe out. In. Hold. And then breathe out. And it's the beginning of your journey. If somebody, there's a big door over there, but if I'm sat, if somebody's over there, say, hey, Franny, come on out here. But if I'm looking at you, I'm in the wrong place. You've got to go on your spiritual journey. You've got to be in the right place. And the right place is being relaxed here. And you're not going to be able to relax there if you're located in your tummy through fears or traumas or panics or anything like that, or nervousness. Okay? Well, I hope you found that useful. If you did find it useful, please subscribe. And then you'll get the next video next time I put another one out. Okay, so have a look on YouTube, Meditation Gold, and have a look at the website, meditationgold.com. And if you want to get initiated, or if you want to meditate with me, just meditate with me. We can do it together. You don't have to be initiated. Get in touch with me through the website. I think there's a WhatsApp number on there as well. Get in touch with me, and I'll answer any questions you've got. And that's it. And thanks for watching this video and subscribe. Okie doke. Thank you.